All right, here we go with the P's and Q's. Yes, mind your P's and Q's, but also in this video is the anxiously awaited showing of Ian Gillan's Pussy. Now, I had teased that in a previous video, and I believe only Mark at Twanger's Turntable caught that. And you will see Ian Gillan's Pussy in this video. We have 126 albums in the P's and 20 in the Q's. I'm Steve. This is A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for the continuation of my LP Purge. We got to zip through this because that's a lot to go through. Paris, Bob Welch, Fleetwood Mac fame. Also Glenn Cornick of Jethro Tull fame. 2 albums. Debut in Big Town 2061. Keepers. Pace, Ashton, and Lord. Well, John Lord's my favorite keyboardist all time. Ian Pace, second favorite. Keeping it. Pat Benatar, Get Nervous, Get Out of Here. I never listened to it. Pat McLaughlin, singer-songwriter, Keeping It. Pat Travers, oh yeah, debut, great one. Making Magic, talk about really 3 good solid debut albums. Putting It Straight, actually you can even say the next 2 also. Oh, I have an extra one, Putting It Straight. Heat in the Street, Mr. Tommy Aldridge on drums. Crash and Burn, those first 5 are solid. Hot Shot, keeping it. I'm keeping all my Pat Travers. Black Pearl, Radioactive. What is this one again? Oh yeah, School of Hard Knocks. That's a UK pressing. How about that? Pattern Seeking Animals. I'm not wild about the singer, but man, that album cover, that's one of my all-time favorite album covers right there. Patti Smith, Dream of Life. You know what? I never listened to her. Paul Carrack, that is a very good album. Suburban Voodoo. Paul Kossoff, Backstreet Crawler. I believe MGK took my advice and bought that album. Paul McCartney, Debut. Ram, my favorite McCartney album. Wings Wildlife. Band on the Run, you know that album. Red Rose Speedway. Venus and Mars, saw that tour. Wings at the Speed of Sound. London Town, starts to get weak here now. McCartney 2. Ugh, God. I have to decide what I'm doing with these because I also have them on CD. Back to the Egg, another bad one. Tug of War, another bad one. I knew these were bad when I was buying them. Pipes of Peace, bad one. Flowers in the Dirt, there we go, finally a good one, Later Day. Press to Play, another bad one. Oh, horrible. I know I'm not keeping that. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, whatever that mess is called. New, actually, pretty good album. Egypt Station, that's actually pretty good. I didn't even buy McCartney 3, I didn't like what I heard. Paul Revere and the Greatest Hits, yes, definite keeper. Paul Simon, I am not a Paul Simon fan, that's gone. Pavlov's Dog, love me some Pavlov's Dog. Singer sounds like Geddy Lee on Helium, yes, and then also At the Sound of the Bell. Oh yeah, and that one's called Pampered Animal. Hard to find, you almost got to buy it on a reissue. Pearl Harbor, thank you Randy Nelson for the recommendation. Pete Townsend, Ronnie Lane, a very good album. I am not a fan of Pete Townsend solo albums. White City, Goodbye. What's this one called? Chinese Eyes. I bet you couldn't even get away with naming an album that these days. Pete Yorn, he signed it for me. He said thanks with a smiley face. Frampton's Camel. Peter Frampton, Winds of Change. What's that one called? Something Happening. Yeah, Something Happening. Frampton, self-titled. I'm in You, oh, the much maligned. But I'm a Peter Frampton completist, where I should be. And when all the pieces fit, breaking all the rules. Premonition, that is not a good album, I will tell you that right there. But this is a very good album. Thank you, Mr. Churchill. Yes, it's a thank you to Winston Churchill for saving England. Peter Gabriel, Debut. Scratch. Melt. Security. These are all keepers. So, up, going up, in the words of Jim Dandy. Us. Peter Murphy, Cascade. You know what? I love the song Scarlet Thing in You, but I have the CD. I don't need the album also, because I don't like much else of that. Peter Wolf debut, Jay Gal's band. I think his best album, Come As You Are. Up to No Good. Found this in Portugal. I didn't even know this was available on vinyl, because I think this is like 1990 or something. Vinyl was pretty much done then. Phil Collins, Face Value, No Jacket Required. Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy fame. Solo in Soho. Oops. Oh, here. The Phil Lynott album. Phil Mays of Pretty Things. Very good album. Phil Seymour, formerly of the Doy Tooley Band. Also very good. Pineapple Thief, 10 Stories Down, their best album. This is a really hard rocking album too. This one, it leads to this. Nope. You know what it's leading to? It's leading to the Purge pile. That's what it's leading to. Yep, gotta move these all down here. So we need some room for Pink Floyd. My album divider. Piper's at the Gates of Dawn. Of course, we're keeping all these Pink Floyd. Saucer Full of Secrets. Soundtrack for more. We want more Pink Floyd. Amalgama. Adam Hart Mother. Metal. Obscured by Clouds. There it is. My favorite album of all time, Dark Side of the Moon. Actually, I have another copy. This one's much older. A little beaten up. Wish You Were Here. Aminals. Well, god damn it. Momentary lapse of reason, right? Yeah, I had a momentary lapse of memory. Division Bell. The Endless River. Some say it's not a Pink Floyd album, but I disagree. Poco Legend. Pineapple Thief. On the Sunday of Life. Okay, we're keeping all our Pineapple Thief, obviously, up the downstairs. Sky Moves Sideways. Signify. Always loved that album cover. Yeah, Stupid Dreams. Light Bulb Sun. Voyage 34. Recordings. In Absentia. First time I saw him was on that tour. Dead Wing. Saw him 2 or 3 times on that tour. Can't remember. Pharaoh Blank Planet. Saw them 2 or 3 times on that. Can't remember. Incident. Saw him twice on that tour. Alright. Obviously all keepers. So moving on to Powerwolf. No. God. I don't even know why I bought that. That is horrible. Prefab Sprout. You know what? I have the CD. I don't need the album too. Pretenders. Keeper. You know what? I have a lot of Pretenders, and I really never listen to the Pretenders. Pretenders 2. Learning to Crawl. But for some reason, I feel I have to keep them. Get close. I don't know. Maybe I think Gary will be upset if I get rid of him. Relentless. Did Gary send me this as VCLT? He may have. Sorry if I can't remember, Gary. Pretty Things. Here you go. You like your early Rolling Stones, and I'm talking, 64, 65, 66, then you like Pretty Things. They came up together. Emotions. These first 3 albums are like really early Rolling Stones. Get the picture. You get the picture? All right. Parachute. I think that's 1970. Freeway Madness. Now, my 2 favorite albums by them. Silk Torpedo. Now, this is my original. Man, this may even be an original because I had this in a picture frame forever. And then there's a reissue. I got it because it came with a CD of a live performance. Savage Eye, my other really favorite album by them. And then they reunited, and this got a long title. The Sweet Pretty Things Are in Bed Now, of course. So it's actually a pretty good reunion album. Prince, Purple Rain, hardly ever play it. Okay, Procol Harum, all Procol Harums are keepers, self-titled. Shine On Brightly, Broken Barricades, Exotic Fruit and Birds, or whatever it's called, I forget. Pursuit of Happiness, definite keeper, solid album. And here it is, the episode where I show Ian Gillan's Pussy. Right there. And you can see right there. Pussy, managed and produced by Ian Gillan. So yes, in a way you can say this is Ian Gillan's Pussy. So get over it. It was nothing filthy. And Python Lee Jackson. Got Rod Stewart on vocals there. All right, moving on to the cues. And we got your Queen. Nick over at Careful with That X. Eugene's paying close attention. Queen, the debut. I got that album when it came out. Bought it just because of the cover. I was like, okay. Queen 2. Talk about a great cover. My favorite album by them. Actually, these three are my favorite 3 albums by them. After that, then, these next 2, A Night at the Opera and Day at the Races. They're starting to get, starting to do more of these quirky songs. And then this is where they really start to lose me. News of the World. Oh, God, I saw them like 4 times during that stretch, and they were fantastic. Flash Gordon, here, talk about being a completist. Why would I buy that? That is horrible. Kind of Magic. That is a very so-so album. The Game, this is a pretty good comeback. Actually, these are out of order right there. But anyway. Innuendo, a very fine later day album. Yes. The Miracle. Operation Mindcrime. I saw like the 20th or 25th anniversary tour of that. Empire. That's the only 2 Queens, right? I have The Quill. This is on limited red vinyl, so it's probably no longer out there. I think it's kind of psyche. I need to check that out again. Okay. The Choir Boys, A Bit of What You Fancy. They did a 30th anniversary edition. Try finding the proper LP for this. Hard times, because it came out in 1990. And this, I was glad to get this, but what they did was they totally, and they tell you, totally re-recorded and reloaded. So it's not really the first album. I mean, it's all the songs. It's the same players. Bittersweet and Twisted, Choir Boys. I think their finest album, Home Wreckers and Heartbreakers. That's the 10th anniversary. Twisted Love. They really fell in love with the Day of the Dead artwork. Amazing Disgrace. And their most recent album, Wardour Street. There are not many gone here, but I know I'm going to get rid of some of those McCartney albums. I got to go through this again. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's only 11 out of 146. Some of those McCartney's got to go. All right, that is it. Thank you.